Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today our group will presenting about our mini project e-scooter. Before we start presenting, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Abdul Harazubaidi bin Abdul Wahid. Alright. For the introduction, today's vehicle become one of important things in our daily life because it help us to move from one place to another place quicker. But in order to drive cars and motorcycle, we need to have license, but not all people have license, so especially students and youth people. So by taking adoption, we present a scooter to overcome the problem. Scooter mostly used for by people to move in short distance, and some with patient may ride it for a long distance. This will be an advantages for students, especially who live in college, to move from hostel to faculty. A scooter needs to be convenient and safe for rider so that they can avoid accident from happening. This is important thing to need be included in our design. In this mini project, we have properly designed a scooter using CATIA software. And in this design, several improvement and innovation have been added to the product itself.
Okay, now I will explain about chosen product. Before that, my name is Ahmad Faiz bin Abdullah. Based on our research and benchmarking that we have done, we have designed an entirely new scooter that meet the user need and requirement. Now I will explain the part in chosen product, which is the sketch, future, and innovation. For the sketch, we have sketched some design with several different mechanism that will match the chosen product. As we can see, there are several design in the slide below. Now for the view chart, we can see that uh, the reference design is the datum. So from this view chart, there are several criteria for the scooter that is important that we need to have in the design process. Now for the criteria, so we can see that some design have a so we can see that some design have different score, and in the net total we can see that design 5 have the highest score. Based on our analysis and discussion that we have conducted, by referring to the view chart, design 5 have the highest score, which is the one that we select among the other concept. Besides having the highest score, it also has the all criteria that we need for the customer requirement. So this this concept will be the final design in our concept, the design concept generating process. Now for the innovation, there are some part that we have added into the design. It include in some aspect such as absorber, mudguard, fixed seats, and installation guideline. For absorber and for the absorber and mudguard and fixed seat, the other member will explain more detail about that product. For the installation guide, it is provided to the user to prevent misshape from happening and to make the installation become more easier. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I, Abdul Rahman Masofi, will explain a little bit about the CAD modeling, which is the part we we create by using CAD Katia V5. So for the first one, I will explain about the part that I built, which is the handlebar. So for this handlebar, this material is steel. So for the first step, I use the design wireframe and surface design to build the curve, which is this curve. I create the curve between this dot. So after that, I use the rib part make it to make it solid and become like this. And for the next part, about the fork, front fork, which I've start with build the block, and after that I build the skull, and two of the skull I build the hole to connect with the suspension, and in the middle we I use pad to connect with the stick, the handle stick, so I can connect with the handlebar. And for the final assembly, so it look like this. I connected the between the parts using the coincident constraint. Uh, so I can positioning the handlebar and the handle stick in the right place. Same for the nut and the handle stick and the fork. So same for the suspension also. I connect the with the fork using the coincident constraint. So I think that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, next, continue with me, Ahmad Baihaki bin Muhammad Najjar Al Fuad. So, this is our final project. This is our final product, which is the electric scooter that we have made. We have assigned all the members the parts that we have need to complete to our members. So, for example, for the seat part, we have assigned Abdul Haras to complete it. Next, for the tire part and the brake caliper and also the brake disc, we have assigned uh, Ahmad Faiz to complete it. And next, for the handle parts, uh, as we as we heard just now, which is Abdul Rahman, and for the brake and the handle grip, which is Alisha. And for me, myself, I have done the deck part and the including the absorber, the suspension part, and the rim holder. So, uh, based on the product, we have considered our innovation to be included, such uh, as Ahmad Faiz said just now, which is the innovation part, which is the absorber. This this is in this absorber part, uh, it it consists it made of the tungsten material, which is for the durability to absorb the shock when it encounter the pothole when it moves, and also the front suspension, the pneumatic. So at the back we have used the spring suspension. So next we have our mudguard, the rear mudguard. So I have done this this drawing. So it has two, so it can protect the from the front and at the back. So next, for the innovation part, which is the fixed seat. For the fixed seat, we have assigned the Abdul Haras to make it, and made of steel at the seat stick, and the material that we use to the seat, which is the black leather. So most of the parts that we have used is steel, except for the mudguard, which is the PVC, and for the deck, we have used the material aluminium. Later on, Alisha will continue with the final analysis. So for the most difficult part that I have encountered to make it, which is the absorber part, which is consist consists of four different parts that I need to assemble together, which is uh, the spring suspension and so on. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alisha Amira, and today I will present to you about the finite element analysis. FEA is a process of simulating the behavior of a part or assembly under the given conditions. We have tested three parts, which are deck, front fork, and seat stand. As you can see, the materials differ. For the deck is aluminium, front fork steel, and the seat stand is also made up of steel. Next, firstly, the deck. As you can see, blue colors, it signifies that the deck is strong. There is no deformation on the deck. Even though it's built with aluminum material, aluminum is known to be lightweight but strong. Next, it can withstand force at a maximum 1,450 Newton. As more force was applied, the displacement increases. As you can see, the fork is it blue and green in color, meaning it can withstand maximum deformation and bending on this part. The stainless steel that is used for this front fork have a great toughness and durability, which also have resistance from corrosion. Therefore, it is the best material for the fork. Hmm.
Okay, alright. To continue about seat stand is one of three parts being analyzed using FEA. As we can see from the figure 1 and figure 2, by applying the stress about 1178 Newton, approximately about 120 kilogram, we can see that most the road are in green color, and it is within the range of 2.16 mega to 2.56 mega. So, and we if we look at the road, we can see that no deformation occurred. But and if we look in figure 2, there is some displacement occur along the road. But if we look at the value obtained, there is a small value of displacement, but we can neglect it as we can see it from is as we cannot see it from our eyes. In a nutshell, by looking at the three parts present, we can see that there are some deformation and bending occurred to the parts. So we need to consider in the future, we need to consider the problem by doing some innovation or modifying the parts itself, such as changing the material itself to the more durable and more convenient. That's all. That's all from our group. Thank you.